Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of September 13th, 2021. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello, and enjoy with me this New Jersey thunderstorm that you may be hearing in the background. It's just this little bit of verisimilitude we like to inject into podcasts. Weather!
Feel free to send it my way.
Don't you wish? This will give you that little experience of rain and thunder, Nicole.
Nice. Well, every week we chat about the things parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. We also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today we are talking about child hacks, such as little fibs that we've told our kids to get them to do what we want. We wouldn't do that, would we?
That's Angel's bowling, children. That's not thunder.
The tooth fairy won't come if you don't eat your dinner.
If you don't go to sleep.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So discuss. What little fibs, other than Santa, have we told our kids?
That's a big fib.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've told this story before, but when my son was 3 and still using a pacifier, we went on a trip and we truly by accident left the pacifier in the car that was parked at the airport. So for the whole trip, we're just like, we don't have it, sorry, we just don't have it. And, of course, we didn't enlighten him that there were stores at our destination where you could buy such a thing. And then when we got back to the airport, my husband just, when he picked up the car from the parking lot, he swirled away the pacifier, and that was it. No more pacifier.
Wow.
So that worked.
And there were no meltdowns. There were no.
No, I mean,
there's no drama.
He just kind of got over it on the trip, and I think maybe because he was in a different environment. And, like I said, he was past 3, he should have been ready. So yeah, it worked like a charm. It was our accidental pacifier quitting strategy.
Wow.
We didn't have to do the, there's a pacifier fairy, or, we're going to send them away to some other little child who needs them. We didn't have to do any of that. We're just like, oh gosh, guess we forgot them. So that was
wow. You lucked out with that one.
We did. It's the second, my brother, the legend is that my brother, when he was 2, just went to the garbage and put in the pacifiers and was like, I'm done. I don't need these. And my parents were like, really? They were secretly getting them out of the trash just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
But he stuck with it. So
wow,
uncle, nephew, I guess.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Amazingly effective.
We lucked into that one, that's for sure.
Yeah,
to that little hack.
Right, very good.
Yeah. Do you have any, Terry? Did you ever tell kids that the music from the ice cream truck means it's out of ice cream?
I don't think we've had ice cream trucks around here. And I probably would have been thrilled to go out and get one.
Right.
I feel like my kids are so, such concrete thinkers, and especially when they're little, their life experience was so limited that it wasn't really a very effective strategy to lie to them. I can't think of any times I did that. And if I did, they might just have looked at me like, what?
Mother, you are confused.
Whatever. So I don't know. I mean, there was, I don't know if this was a hack or not. It wasn't really telling a kid something, but my son was very late to potty train, and for good reasons, because he had developmental delays and he had sensory issues that made it so that he didn't necessarily feel things the way other people felt them. So I gave him lots of time, despite people telling me I was a terrible mother for doing so. I said, when he's ready, he's going to do it. And so we finally got to the place where he wasn't going to be able to go to a preschool program I wanted to be in if he was still in diapers. They wouldn't take him. So it was the summer that we were getting close, and I thought, you know what? I think this kid's ready. And so I just relieved him of his pants and diaper, and he just went around with a bare butt. And anytime he sat down, he was sitting down on a porta potty. And anytime if we went out, he wore swim trunks and pool shoes. And it was like, you know what? Eventually you're going to have to go, and you're going to go in the right place. And it worked.
Wow.
He was potty trained in a day, and he was dry overnight as well. So he just needed a little push.
Right.
And a little weirdness.
And to be at the right spot.
Yes. Just sort of the weirdness of having his nether regions exposed. Focused his attention upon them in a way that proved useful, I guess. So it wasn't so much a lie as just welp, we're going to do this today, okay?
On that
we were very, very lucky that he was ready, because otherwise it would have been quite messy.
On that same note, I had a kid who had a couple accidents at school and were given, extra underwear from the lost and found to put on, and did not care for the characters upon this underwear. And so they were like, well, I do not want those underwear again. So they figured out how to not have an accident so they wouldn't have to wear those underwear.
The constructive qualities of humiliation. I mean, it's bad, but still, sometimes kind of works.
And when it wasn't even like the humiliation of the accident, it was that particular underwear.
Of having that underwear.
I'm not wearing that.
I'll wet my pants, but I'm not wearing that.
Exactly.
It's so funny what turns out to be important.
Yes.
It's like, if I had known that.
Right. Exactly. I would have been buying that. I don't know. Yeah. That was another one
now
that we
you tell me.
looked into for sure.
Well, we held a pretty big one over our kids for many, many years.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sadly.
I can't wait to hear this.
Well, it's kind of like in 90% of it is actually true, but we just kind of held on to the extra 10%. It kind of like circumvented a lot of issues. So when we first moved to the States, and we still are not citizens, we're here with green cards. My daughter is a citizen, however. But there are a lot of rules that you have to follow in order to be in the country, right? Because we're not citizens. So, there's certain types of behavior that is frowned upon and could get you removed very quickly from such as underage drinking and, and all kinds of other, suspect behavior. So that was one way that that was a strategy that we often used with our kids when they went out, was like, now remember, you have to be on your best behavior or we're going to get kicked out of the country and everyone's going to get sent home. So, and then as they got older, it was like, now remember, behave, or you are going to get kicked out of the country and we're going to stay. So yeah, that was actually, that provided a great, some great, it was a good way to maintain some guidelines for behavior.
Like my dad telling me he had spies all over town watching him, but then with deportation on top of it would be an excellent bonus. In my case, I was just going to get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. So, no.
Maybe he did have spies all over. I wouldn't put it past him. He knew a lot of people.
He might have.
I still did stupid things, but I probably did fewer stupid things than I would have.
Yeah, no. I don't even know what I'm trying to think of what my parents told me. Maybe I'm just too traumatized to remember.
Yeah, I don't think I can remember anymore. They did used to put on Christmas Eve, they would put a sign at the top of the stairs with a skull and crossbones, like,
Oh my gosh.
do not go downstairs until the parents say it's time. So
Yeah.
That's funny.
but that wasn't a fib. That was just a
Yeah.
But a hack, I would say, that went along with it was they, or Santa, would put one gift in our bedrooms.
Yes.
So that we had one thing to, if we happened to get up at 4 a.m. or whatever, then we could open that one thing. And that was to keep us busy until such time as our parents were willing to get up and go downstairs.
My parents did that with stockings. So we had our stockings on the foot of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then inside the stockings were like comic books and stuff to keep us busy. So
Candy.
Yeah.
I was an only child. I think everybody got up when I got up. We opened presents, and then everybody went back to bed except me, and I would be sitting there with toys and nobody to play with.
No, that's sad.
Surveying your empire, though.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
mine.
it's mine. Oh, mine.
I'm not sure we even did Santa and the Easter Bunny with my kids. I think we might have just not even gotten into it because my daughter was already 4.5 when we brought her home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of late to be introducing something that you're going to have to be dismantling
in a few years.
Fairly soon. Yeah. And, again, as I said, with they're having so many adjustments anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we just said, hey, presents, and they were just fine with that.
Right.
Hey, look, chocolate in a basket. Here you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are we dunking these eggs in color? Just don't worry about it. There will be candy.
It's just a fun craft.
Yes. Exactly.
And I used to give them, instead of like candy, sometimes I would give my son Matchbox cars and my daughter videos or whatever. So we didn't even necessarily do the egg thing. Just seemed like we had a good excuse to make up our own traditions. So I guess those were sort of hacks too. We sort of hacked the holidays to work for our particular unique configuration.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'm sure there's more that will come up at a later time, but that's it for today's round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2, and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.